Hey, hi Sagar. Good to see you again. How are you doing?
Hi Prashik, I'm doing well. How are you?
All good, all good. So we have been talking with our folks, cohort folks, and trying to understand, their experience with Prodomaniacs for last 45 days. So just wanted to understand, how has been your experience. But before we get into it, would you just mind, sharing a brief about yourself, a little introduction? Uh, yeah.
Sure, Prashik. So I'm Sagar Tumuluri, and I have close to 12 years of experience, and it has been a slightly uh, different journey. As in, I started off with a technical, as a technical background, with a technical background into production support. Then did my MBA. Then moved into functional side as a BA, and then performed the role of a Scrum Master as well. Then currently I'm working as a Senior Business Analyst with EPAM. But yeah, I mean, so my role is actually at the client place. I work as a product owner at one leading ratings agency, and I work on the product side of the ratings agency, wherein it's more to do with liaising with the product lead, so who heads one complete vertical. So under that, there are multiple features. I work closely with them and then own the backlog, prioritize it, and then work closely with the developers and designers in getting the product feature completed. So there are multiple features, and there are two or three product owners in our vertical. So that's and with regard to the domain and the geographies, so I've worked across predominantly in financial services, wealth management, capital markets, retail banking, commercial banking as well. And I had a hands-on product experience in my earlier stint, that is with Temenos. So Temenos has two products basically: the core banking piece, which is called the Transact, and the Infinity, that is the Temenos Digital. So I worked on Temenos Digital hands-on, starting with the ideation till the end release part. So I do have hands-on experience on the product side. However, that being said, I felt that there were some gaps which I wanted to discuss with a mentor and then plug those gaps. So that's a background in short, Prashik.
Great, great. You have an extensive background working across different industries, and I think you and I think there was another folk who had again similar, good a decade of years of experience. Saying that finding a purpose after so many years to learn about product management. So, what was your purpose of learning product management, and then you joining Prodomaniacs? So, what was the purpose behind doing this cohort?
Okay, so question, two parts of the question. So, what was the purpose? Well, I mean, as I said, I just dabbled across. I mean, got my hands dirty across multiple streams. Then I found that I am a functional guy. I loved solving problems, and throughout my career, I've been working at the client place, even abroad, US, Singapore, elsewhere, Saudi Arabia, elsewhere. So I was always with the client, so focusing more on getting their problem sorted. And then most of it was apart from the 4 years of Temenos experience, most of it was from a service-based industry. So then after my experience with the product side of Temenos, then I felt this was the thing for me, so where I could excel. Then I felt okay. I took a conscious decision to continue in the product space itself and propel my career forward in the product space itself. That was my purpose. And the second part of the question, so how I chose Prodomaniacs. So once I made the decision, I actually was navigating through LinkedIn. My profile wasn't great on LinkedIn. I mean, in terms of the visibility or multiple aspects. So I started navigating through that, and then I found Prodomaniacs in I think the nested thread. I mean, the comment to a comment. I think third comment is was where I found Prodomaniacs. I don't even remember the sequence now, but it was in one of the comments that somebody recommended Prodomaniacs. Then I was interested. So I basically work from Hyderabad, and I keep visiting Bangalore. So there was one Baitak sometime in May or June. So since I keep visiting, I made it a point to meet you in person.
Yeah.
So that's when it actually materialized.
Great, great. Yeah, I think I pretty much remember the first Batak which we had in Bangalore, and it was a great conversation with all the folks who came in. Coming down to like irrespective of, let's say, that you have worked in the product domain and you have already known a lot of things, but again you must have again gone through the entire curriculum piece, the entire content structure. Did you find it relevant to whatever you were doing, or did you, after looking at the content, did you say that okay, I feel that I still need to learn all these little aspects which I'm missing on? So what was your first take on when you looked at the content?
Well, I mean, I actually made, there was one session that you walked us through on the 12 to 14 modules.
Yeah.
I literally noted down everything with pen and paper. I
Okay.
mean, I didn't actually, before that, I didn't actually navigate to the Prodomaniacs website where the entire modules were detailed, given in detail. But I made the trouble of noting everything down, and then I visualized it, and then I felt almost everything is covered.
Yeah.
So I've been going through other modules from other competitors, everything.
Yeah.
Then I felt, I mean, everything else is covered. Everything is covered. More than the theory part, the practical aspect is something that attracted me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the thing, Prashik.
Yeah. Now again, now let's deep dive into your experience of 45 days. Any key highlights which you want to mention, which has actually helped in whatever little expectation you had, considering all the live sessions we had, maybe the doubt clearing sessions, considering I know you're not looking exactly for cracking the PM interviews, but we also had extended our session of 6 hours. So just want to understand from you about this 45 days journey. What were the good things and the bad things which you actually liked about the entire cohort?
Okay. Okay. To extend the previous question's answer, so I could pretty much relate to the initial parts of it, wherein the product design, the product identifying the problem piece. The gap that I found was the frameworks part. So applying a particular framework and cracking a particular case study. So that was something which I found that was very relevant, but I did not have that in my arsenal. It was not there with me. So that is something I definitely related, and I felt I can use it better. And probably that was the missing piece in my earlier interviews. And the second stage, wherein it was more of the design piece and the GTM, go to market, those pieces were definitely in depth. So that's definitely a key takeaway for me. That's predominantly for the answer to one of the previous questions. So for the answer to this one, in the 45 days, I can say confidently that when you covered the entire gambit of things, the spectrum, I would say, wherein the solutioning part, ideation to support, as in after the go live, the support piece, the entire thing was there. The highlights, I would say, would be one-to-one mentorship. Attention to detail is second thing. One-to-one mentorship, and solving the case study in a peer learning setup. So that's, we get to know the other person's point of view and their perspective, their line of thinking. That's the third point. And I can definitely say the live examples. Live examples definitely were good thing. And the live examples wherein the don'ts, what the company that has done, but there was some level of improvement or some key aspect that they could have done better. So that was a very good thing.
Yeah.
And I think these I could find very relevant and very useful in my scenario, Prashik.
Great, great. And I think
And of course, the cherry on the cake. It's still pending. It's still pending with me. BIOP, that is bring your own product, build your own product.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, I think that the entire 45 days learning would get accomplished, would manifest in that product thing. So yeah, I think I can wrap it up. In case there are any specific pointed questions, I can just elaborate on that.
Yeah, no, I think pretty much you covered most of it. So one-on-one interactions we had, the sessions we used to have. We used to do a theory session, then we used to stop, and then we used to discuss on to any problem statement which was there. Considering that they build your own product that is given to the market, wherein instead of you doing the tear downs onto already built product, that doesn't make sense, because they must be already thinking around that. But every product aspiring product manager or the existing product manager would always think around building their own product someday. And why not to go through the entire learning process through building your own product. So that has been the idea, and I think that has been the common thing which I have been hearing from every folk, that they have liked that approach of, instead they working on any other product, instead they will work on their own idea. So I feel that that is a good way to, again, relate to whatever theory you learn, how can you relate it to a particular practical scenario, right? But yeah, coming back to, what if, like, someone who is looking for, let's say, transitioning, upskilling, someone after 12 14 years of experience, they want to still learn and maybe upskill. What are your key highlights which you want to mention on, or someone who is looking for to join in any cohort of such, not just mine, to any cohort, what they should actually look for, like what should they expect? And second is, if they are looking to join the Prodomaniacs, what will they actually benefit when they join the cohort?
Okay, first part of the question. So, what should somebody look at after extensive experience? So, I think a number of years of experience is actually it's a bit of a misleading term. It's like somebody might have 20 years of experience, then probably they might have done one thing 20 times, like 20 years. So that doesn't really count as 20 years experience. And somebody who might have 5 years experience, but they might have a rapid or exponential learning curve. So they might have done the entire development to support to product. So their learning would be much higher. So, and in the IT industry, it's an evolving field, and technologies evolve, domains will evolve, and frameworks evolve. So everyone should be always on their toes and do that learning pretty frequently. I mean, at least, every quarter there should be some improvement. Otherwise, companies will say, okay, thank you, bye bye. Yeah. So. 12 to 14 years, any amount of experience. I see people on LinkedIn with 25 years of experience, and they have done amazing courses. They have completed learning courses on AI. And I have seen people who are in, close to retirement, like 55, 50, 58. They have done some courses to stay relevant in the market. So learning has to be consistent. Learning has to be consistent. The second part of the question. So what should one look at? What was the second question? Sorry, second part of the question.
What one should look into, when they are joining for a particular cohort, what should they actually look for? And talking about Prodomaniacs, like, if they would join us, what they would actually benefit from, like what would be the benefits of joining cohort?
Okay, so one should definitely look at what the industry is looking, and whether this particular course will address that in terms of both the theory and practical aspects, and whether the course is relevant. We do have courses which have been like, take SQL for example. Now, in the e-commerce space, there's a lot of, SQL is there, but there's a lot of upgradation. So there are so many courses, but which have not been upgraded. So relevancy to the market is one, and balance between theory and practice. And most importantly, I would say one-to-one individual attention. So I see some courses have recorded sessions. They would have recorded 3 years ago, 1.5 years ago, and then they keep rehashing the same content. So which doesn't really add value. So these 3 points, and of course, asking somebody to do something, and then the mentor evaluating that on the basis of whatever theory that the mentor has imparted to the mentee. So these four points definitely would be something that any aspiring learner should look at. And in Prodomaniacs case, as I mentioned, the learning was very practical, hands-on approach. And I think the one key aspect is the Tech for PMs was definitely a game changer. We have been, it's more on the techno-functional manager or a techno product manager is what the industry is looking at least from my perspective. So one can't say, product manager can't say, I don't understand the architecture. I can't I need to completely depend on the architect. So that's not real industry standard now. Product manager need to understand what is it, and which front-end tools are being used in the industry. At least a high-level bird's eye view should be there. So that Tech for PMs was definitely helpful. And the head of design, Mr. Sangwan, so he really helped us understand the UX piece of it. That's also pretty useful. And I think that sums it up.
Yeah, great, great. I think that has been very kind words from your end, and we are hoping to improve our content in the coming cohorts as well. And we have thoroughly enjoyed. This 45 days has been really crazy. I know you were a bit busy in your work, and that time you were not able to join in, but I think you have covered it up pretty well. I hope you'll be completing your projects by 25th of August, and then we'll be wrapping up with the demo day very soon. But yeah, I think it has been a great journey for me as well, with like being there around, right from the interns to years of experience, folks. So yeah, thank you very much for your time, and see you around.
Sure, Prashik. Yeah. Likewise, I mean, it was a really great journey. But yeah, I mean, there is some content that I need to just go through once again which will help me build the product. So hopefully, I should be targeting the deadline. So let's see.
Great.
Fingers
Okay.
crossed, but I'm hopeful to complete the BYOP.
Sure,
Thanks,
sure, sure.
Prashik.
Sure. Great,
Wish you all
great.
the best.
Thank you, Sagar. All the best. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.